Imagine standing at the border of a country today without a passport. In just a few minutes, you would be stopped, questioned, and most likely denied entry. But have you ever wondered how this small booklet became one of the most powerful documents in the world? Surprisingly, passports did not always exist in the form we know them today. Their journey spans thousands of years, shaped by kings, wars, trade, technology, and globalization. The story begins in ancient civilizations. Thousands of years ago, travelers often needed permission from rulers to move safely through different territories. One of the earliest known examples comes from ancient Persia, where official letters granted safe passage to trusted individuals. These documents were not passports in the modern sense, but they served a similar purpose by proving that the traveler had the ruler's approval and protection. As civilizations expanded, trade routes connected distant lands. Merchants, diplomats, and messengers traveled across kingdoms carrying letters of introduction. In medieval Europe, kings and nobles issued safe conduct letters that requested local authorities to allow the bearer to pass without harm. Since roads were dangerous and borders were controlled by different rulers, these letters could mean the difference between a successful journey and imprisonment. The word passport itself has an interesting origin. Many historians believe it comes from the French words meaning to pass through a port or city gate. During the Middle Ages, travelers often needed permission to cross fortified towns or enter important ports. These permissions gradually evolved into official travel documents recognized by authorities. For centuries, passports were not required for everyone. Many people rarely traveled far from home, and international tourism simply did not exist. Wealthy merchants, diplomats, religious pilgrims, and explorers were the primary people who carried official travel documents. Ordinary citizens often had little reason to cross national borders. Everything began to change during the 19th century. Railways, steamships, and industrialization made travel faster and more affordable. More people started crossing borders for business, education, and leisure. Interestingly, by the late 19th century, some European countries actually relaxed passport requirements because international travel had become more common and governments wanted to encourage trade. However, one global event changed everything forever: the First World War. Governments became deeply concerned about spies, security threats, and unauthorized movement across borders. Countries introduced stricter identification systems, and passports became essential for verifying a person's identity and nationality. What had once been an optional document gradually became a mandatory one. In 1920, an important milestone occurred when the League of Nations organized an international conference to standardize passports. Before this, every country used different formats, making travel confusing. The conference recommended common features such as standardized sizes, photographs, and personal information. This laid the foundation for the passports we recognize today. As aviation transformed global travel after the Second World War, passports became even more important. Millions of people could now fly across continents within hours instead of weeks. Immigration systems expanded, customs procedures became more organized, and passports became the universal key to international mobility. Technology soon began transforming passports once again. Early passports were simple paper documents that could be easily forged. Governments responded by introducing watermarks, special inks, laminated photographs, and machine-readable zones. These security improvements made passports much harder to counterfeit while speeding up border inspections. The next major revolution came with biometric passports. Many modern passports now contain an embedded electronic chip that securely stores the holder's photograph and personal information. At some airports, travelers can even pass through automated e-gates, where facial recognition technology verifies their identity within seconds. This combination of digital technology and biometric security has made international travel both safer and faster. Despite these advances, not all passports are equally powerful. Some allow visa-free access to hundreds of countries, while others require travelers to obtain visas before almost every trip. The strength of a passport often reflects diplomatic relationships, international agreements, and the level of trust between nations. Passports also represent much more than permission to travel. They symbolize citizenship, identity, and legal protection.
If someone loses their passport while abroad, their country's embassy or consulate often helps them return home. In many situations, a passport becomes proof of who you are when no other document is accepted. Today, governments continue exploring the future of travel documents. Digital identities, mobile passports, and advanced biometric verification are already being tested in several parts of the world. Some experts believe that one day, physical passport booklets may become less common, replaced by secure digital credentials stored on personal devices. However, concerns about privacy, cybersecurity, and international compatibility mean that this transition will take time. From handwritten letters carried by royal messengers to sophisticated biometric documents scanned by artificial intelligence, the passport has undergone an extraordinary transformation. What started as a ruler's promise of safe passage has become one of the most trusted forms of identification on Earth. Every stamp, every visa, and every page tells a story of human movement, exploration, and connection across borders. The next time you hold a passport in your hands, remember that it carries not only your identity, but also thousands of years of history, innovation, and the enduring human desire to explore the world.